Hello and welcome back to Transports Fever 2, the UK modded series. Thank you very much for joining me in today's video. Now, last time out, we ended off our video here in Carnforth at the food processing plants where I really like that whistle, where I was having a lot of difficulties trying to work out why the freight industry wasn't working. So we're doing some freight experimentation and things just did not seem to be working. I've received a number of comments about this, so if I just go into that video so I can see just the comments from that video before I roll the intro, I'm just going to read out some of the comments. The most detailed comments, once again from JM764. I'm not going to read all your comments. I have read them, but I'm not going to read them out. Thank you for those comments. I really do appreciate them, and I know I haven't responded to them, but it's not because I'm ignoring you. Obviously not, you are on my Steam list anyway, so I'm not going to be ignoring you. Now, the first thing was the multiple units, which I believe should just be coming into view any second now. Oh no, it's the wrong train. The multiple units, or the train that I had, which had all the locomotives backwards, it's because I had multiple units selected, not the actual Steam standard front unit. That was my own stupidity, my own mistake. I did not notice at all, and thank you Steam Lance for pointing it out, and also then JM764. I knew there was a key that allowed me to jump the locomotive to the front or back of the train. It's the shift key. I couldn't figure out what it was. I thought, is it a double click? Is it a click and drag? I was not sure. That it's the shift key, and I will be using that because I will be fixing that train after the intro. The other thing that I got a comment saying that the industry's kept a part of their production stockpile, so if there was a production of 200, it was normal to have only 150 sent into town. But I'm not sure if that was quite the case. I'm not sure that was quite what was happening. As I've said, I'm not sure if I mentioned this in the last video actually, but I have used the extended mods and I did test it. The dynamic, whatever it's called. I did test it and it was working fine. I'm a little bit confused as to why it isn't working now. So again, JM came up with a few comments. One, he said that it's a time reverted map. Actually, I'm not sure if it was a time reverted map. It was a map that was built in... I do not think I took it back from anywhere after the... I'm just trying to think now. It certainly was not that far. So I know you're saying some buildings left from the 1990s. I definitely did not build this in the 1990s. It's just for some reason those buildings appeared and I do not know why. But I'm fairly sure I built this in the 1850s and it's always been in the 1850s, this map. Because I think it went forward to January the 5th or something, 1850, and I reversed it back to January 1st, 1850. So I'm not sure if that's a problem or something there's happening. But in saying that, I did go around checking, looking at all of the buildings, and all of the buildings seem to be growing all in this current year. There's that ridiculously stupid backwards train. I am going to fix that, as I said. So maybe you have a point there. In some way, there may be something going wrong with it. Yes, I've never used the cargo layer demand map. I will be using it more. I have used it to look in the city as to where things are going, but not for what shows up on the roads with the transport. So I am going to look at that a little bit more. The mail cargo system, I've read through that, so I'm going to have to work out mail, and also mixed goods. I didn't think about mixed trains where passenger and freight is together, so I am going to look at that and see what I can do. And if I had time, I really would watch Grand T's videos because he has some fantastic videos. By the way, shout out to Grand T on YouTube as well if you want more quality Transport Fever 2 videos. And of course, if you're here, more than likely you know Colonel Failure. Go follow him for fantastic videos as well, or follow him, subscribe to him, that kind of thing. Again, brilliant videos on there. And lastly, we had something about production, which I'm not going to talk about, but I understand that. I actually do understand the demand, the delivery rate and the production. It's just that this doesn't seem to be doing exactly what what it's supposed to. At least that's what I think. Anyway, so in this video I'm going to be fixing up that train, and then I'm probably going to be returning to the passengers and the passenger line for a short period of time. The video is only going to be about half an hour to 40 minutes long, and we're going to see if I can bring a train over to Downham Market. Let's save that screenshot. So make sure you stay tuned for some more railway line laying action, I guess. Railway laying action, something like that. Anyway, let's just roll the intro and get started, because this is going all over the place. Right, first off, let's get this blasted thing replaced. Right, manage vehicle. Edit selected vehicle. I was here. This is where I was. That's where the reverse came in. No, I want to be here. I want to be with the... What is this? What are you? I need to know what you are. You're a Land of Brighton D2. Okay, D1. Do I have a D2? Where's the D? There it is. There's the D2. Right. Let's go ahead and pop one of you in. And shift and move that to the front. Remove you. And I suppose I'll remove you and add another one of you, but not at the back. Once again, oops, at the front, like so. Modify that train. Let's go see it. That's more like it. Okay, so that's the first part done. That's that fixed. So again, we're still overproducing there and underproducing here, and it's all a mess, and we'll sort that out later on. So Downham Market is where I would like to be headed today. Now we're going to try and extend this line. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to get the entire thing done today, but I need to figure out a couple of things. Now the first question is, as you can see here, as we're in here, there is an option for us to head towards Ollerton as well as Downham Market. The only problem is, I'm not sure how I'm going to pull this one off, because, well, the way the tracks go, the only way I can really see this happening is if I just go for some, let's go for some 50-mile-per-hour tracks. The only way I can see this happening is that we start twisting in that direction. That's the only way I can see that happening, and then we can head towards Ollerton, perhaps breaking straight through this section here, along this section, run along this path, and then perhaps through that, and then that gives us the way to go Ollerton, Maryport, and then Shepshed, and then down to Sudbury, down at the bottom. The other alternative I have is instead of doing this, which could very well work, instead of doing this, I would go Downham Market. And then from Downham Market, swing it around and go over to Ollerton. Now, I think that is not the ideal route. But let me know what you think in the comments box. Do you think I should go Downham Market and then Ollerton to split at Downham Market for Ollerton and Croydon? Or should I try and split it here in Berwick, find a way to split this and take it over in that direction? I mean, it does mean that this road will be changing, but then all these roads are going to change as time goes on anyway. For now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue this 4-track line first with that and go 50, just to check what speed limit these are. Yep, I'm going to increase these to 50 miles per hour. There we go. And then I'm going to continue building this line. And do not do that. So I'll continue building this line like so. And I think if we 4-track it up to here and then if I break through that, we should now be able to start looking at two-tracking this. Now, we are heading towards Downham Market. One of the things I would like to do is perhaps... Now, I do not want a straight bit of road here, because a straight bit of rail here, because we might end up with a station right here for freight. So realistically, I probably want the straight bit of track about here. So I'm just going to do a little bit of that straight bit of track there. And we'll do connect up those two like so. And then that should connect up quite smoothly, and it does indeed, to the right track. And I think having a nice high-speed junction here, high-speed points, works for us quite nicely. I'll sort out all the signals later. Just as a check, I do not want to put Glasgow Station in. It looks lovely, but I'm not here to put Glasgow Station in. I want a freight station. How many? If I were to put a 3-track station, I mean it's got plenty of space here to do what it needs to do. So it's more than enough space. I mean, ideally, if I wanted to, I could turn it in sooner and have that happen, but I'm worried about this bit, because if this road becomes bigger, then I need that extra space. So I'm going to leave it as it is right now and continue with my 50 mile per hour track in this direction. There you go. You can already see it's getting a little bit closer to this, and then straight across here. And now comes the difficult part. Where in this place do I want to take this line? Now, I could very well have a line going across there. That could very well be a line, and then where would I go? I mean, I think, let me work on the station here. That's probably a good idea. I could go for another elevated station if I really wanted to. Wow. But I'm not sure that is going to be the ideal one. This is supposed to be an old UK passenger station. You know, I do like it. It does look kind of nice. Could I somehow put a station in here? It's a possibility. Obviously the build anyway sign, that's going to be a difficult one to press if I'm doing this. But I do not want to build this in this fashion anyway. I'm just trying to work out right, let's say Downham Market, if it's a main one, eventually it's going to end up being 240-ish meters. So we really need a substantial amount of space to be able to put this in, and that there could very well be the right amount for us to be able to do this. That looks like a logical place to have a station. If I put one of these in, that just looks like a place where you could put a station. Now the question is, how would the track come in? Because if it's there, then the track is coming out this way, which means it needs to swing around here and potentially double, maybe cross this, then cross that, and then come across. Alternatively, if I can put the station slightly further up, So for example, if I can somehow fit the station in here, which again is not, it's not out of the question. That is definitely not out of the question there. Then the track could cross over once there, once here, and then swing in and come through this gap here and into the station. That is not outside the realms of possibility, you know. I'm going to try that. I am certainly going to try that, and I'm going to go for a... I'm going to start with a 120 meter platform, just for the sake of it. So you disappear. You become a... What's it colliding with? You two. No, it's colliding with something else. Oh, I see. That's a little bit too close. Okay. Okay, that's annoying. That is really annoying. If that's a little too close, what I need to do is I need to create a small road. And the reason I'm doing this is so that I can essentially copy the road curvature and style as best as I possibly can. Yes, that will actually end up doing what I wanted to do. Like that. And now that should be enough to put the station in. It is. Good. Okay, so let's have the station... Ooh, about there. I think that could work. It would really help if I paid attention to what I was doing with the station too. Canopy, long, trim, red, trim blue. I'm going to have to sort out the trim on these main lines. There we go. Yep, that's that. Okay. What is the trim on the main line? It is blue. No, yes, I was right. It is. So this should be blue too, right? This one's red. Why are you red? Oh, bother. Right. I've made a hash of that. Okay, so that's the current station and the current station building. Now, to find the tracks to go out of here and the direction in which they're going to have to go. And the first thing is that problem, which is annoying. If I do that, that might help. I really find these bumps annoying. Right, I am going to have to do that. I will take the bump, I guess. And then I'm thinking if we can I feed it through this side? Because this isn't built yet. So in fact, I think feeding it through that side may be my best option. So if I go straight across this one, there, and then through there, so you could have housing here. I'll leave that. You could still have housing here too. Yes. And then I guess out like that. And that would give us the crossing that we are after. So I'm going to break you, and we are going to track across. Okay, and you, and we are going to track straight across that. And I think that is a valid crossing. Yeah, I think that's a valid crossing. Nothing too bad about that. I could give it the extra gates and everything, which might help it a little. There we go. Okay, and continuing through this, stop pressing all these random buttons. I'm going to break through this area, and I will do that across there. This might end up being a road, so I'm going to at least give it a little bit of space for that to become a road. We might end up having to just move the road slightly over and across. And of course, if Downham Market expands up to this section, then we're going to have to do something. You need to go, and then again, this is where it's going to be slightly awkward. It is still 50, so it isn't too bad. Going to go straight across this, straight across there, break that, and that should allow us to not go alongside it. No. Connect up to it like that. That was not too difficult. That was not too difficult at all. So now we have, I mean, it is let's be honest, it's a little wobbly, but you sort of can see where it's trying to feed its way into this place. What I'm also going to do is I'm actually going to delete that, build a road that just goes just like that and no more. Houses are going to form there. That is fine. That is fine. And I suppose we need that extra road to come out on this side. That's fine. So we've got one road to... Yes, I think that is probably the best we are going to get. Of course, we need to replace this track in the station in a moment, but also I would like a 25 mile per hour track, and that is going to be our crossing. There we go. It should be absolutely fine. Signal for this should really be... A signal should be here for that. And the outbound signal, I suppose, is going to be that one there. In terms of signalling in other places, well, we need to have a double set of signals here and here. I'll have to work out which one takes priority later. And I think we are looking okay. Now, what's the range on this particular one? It is that area. Now, there are more houses. There are definitely more houses. Also, just the point that I was making. Look at everything here. Everything is 1880. And I have no idea why. Because not all of these were created in 1880. So I'm not sure exactly what's happened. But I think I have messed up the time somehow. Unfortunately. I am going to add in a bus stop. Or a bus depot sort of thing. Yes, bus stops. Now, to be placed on extra wide. Ah, okay. No, I just want a simple... I said a simple, and I've gone ahead and picked this. Not exactly what I'm after, no. Small inline bus station. Do you know what? That's actually quite a nice bus station. So I want City Old. What does City New give me? No, City Old. Tram tracks, no. I could have tram tracks, but we do not have... unfortunately, we do not have tram. We do not have trams available yet. And I could do that. It's 2 terminals, pretty easy, it's just a bus stop. Could that just work? And do you know what? It sort of does. Yeah, it does sort of work. Not entirely keen on that. I think this is going to turn into a massive bus stop at some point, but at the very least, I get to add in a couple more stations. Midland? No, just city transport. Let's add, so it would go here. I would probably have it come down this road. Then it will probably be at this road. Down here, we'll do it, stop there. Comes along. Let's go down this road, shall we? Down this narrow road over here. We'll have it at this point, and then its final stop can be there, and that's going to be the loop that we are going to run at this point in time. Obviously, it isn't. Thank you, autosave. Obviously, it isn't going to be the perfect one. In the future, we're going to move from loops to point, as actual bus stations are, but we shall see. Let's just let this autosave go through. There we go. Right. This is going to be PARD. Downham. Let's just call it Downham 01. And this is going to be PARD Downham 02. There we go. Right. We are going to have to change the colours of them. Bright red. Not so bright red. No. Bright red. Not so bright red. There we go. Right. And let's create the route. So there. That looks doable. And then for the 02, we'll do it again. That also looks quite doable. Let's put a little depot next to this. A road depot over here. Yeah, I think over here is fine for a road depot. Not in the corner, not perhaps too much in the corner, but as close as I can get it to go, I think. And we shall buy some vehicles and get them running. So we're going to do how many stops are on this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 stops, so I'm going to say 7 vehicles each way. Which isn't the smartest way of calculating this, but that's that. Visible only. And then we shall do the same. 7 vehicles in the opposite direction with the darker colour. There we go. Right. So now we have a new route. That is not too bad. Right. Now the next question is going to be, should I send a train along this way right now or not? Also, I need to clean this up and get another signal set in, which I think needs to go in about here. So I'm going to stick another set of signals in just here and then clean this up. So let's go ahead and clean this up before I end the episode. So I'm surprised I managed to get this done. I was not expecting to be able to complete this in the given time that I had allotted for myself today. So that's pretty good. That's pretty good going. Let's do that, break that. So that clears up that area. And then I will similarly, I think, just try and run a little bit alongside this track. It's very difficult to get this to run equally along the track. That's something I've found in Transports Fever. It's a little difficult to do. I'll do that, and then you can just connect there, which makes sense. That makes perfect sense. What I'm then going to do is I've got a few options here. Obviously, I want to close these up, but I've just got a few options. For example, here, why not just make that an odd-shaped farm? Some odd-shaped farms, there's no harm in that. And similarly here, but the question is which farm do I want to be odd-shaped? Should I make this farm the odd-shaped farm? Or should I make this farm the odd-shaped farm? And I think that farm being the odd-shaped farm, odd-shaped farm is probably the better option. Over on this side, I'm going to get rid of this because that is no longer going to be necessary. I will just add some trees in the way there. Over here, the farms are going to get a little bigger. And the reason being is because obviously we have the... So I'm going to do that, and that, and just connect up the farm like... No, not like that. What are you on about? There we go. Connect up the farm like that. So that's changed the shape of that farm. And I suppose the farm, this area just disappears? I think farmland disappearing in between here probably makes the most sense. So that is that. That looks a lot nicer. I'm going to also get rid of this section. That looks to make perfect sense to me. Let's lock up any roads that need locking with the tools for locking them. There we go. There's that and that. Everything else looks fairly okay. That's pretty good. Now, what I could do is I could add the little cargo platform, as was suggested, to the end of the station, which I might do. And then I can run the mixed trains, but I'm not going to do that just yet. What I am going to do is I'm going to pause this. And I'm going to change this railway. Manage line. After Berwick, I would now like you to go to Downham Market and then come back to Berwick. Now, for this, I would like you to use the outside or inside lines? Inside lines. So I'm going to say that I would like you to be on platform 2. No, sorry. Platform 2 this way. And I would like you to be on platform 3 on the way back. That seems suitable. That seems like a logical and suitable way to go. It is 50 miles per hour all the way. I think I'm going to have to increase this to 60. But things are starting to get a little bit, or things are just starting to expand. I need still detail on it. Speaking of detailing, I have started adding a little bit around. I did add a little bit around Maryport, and apparently it didn't save. Well, that's annoying because I'd added a bunch of farms here, and I added in the farms here and across here, and that area was all done. That's really annoying. That is really annoying. Okay, so what I'm going to have to do off camera is I would like to, for the next video, have the area to Croydon completed and the area to Maryport, but it just depends on time. So if that area can be completed, that allows us to start looking at expanding. Once again, do let me know about the route to Ollerton. Do we go from Berwick, or do we try and turn around from here, or something along those lines, which may be a lot more difficult? I would like to know that. Let's go ahead and look at a potential. I'm trying to find a screenshot for this. expanding the railway line. I'm just going to... Actually, if I do this from a bit of a distance, it might give us a good feeling for where the line has been expanding, because you get to see the new line. There we go. So thank you very much for watching. Please remember to hit the like button if you like this video, subscribe to the channel for more videos on Transport Fever 2, the UK modded series. Leave a comment in the comments box below letting me know what you think, any suggestions you may have, any ideas on any of this. What I am going to do is I might off camera try a few of the date changes and see if that helps the production of the goods, because if that does help, then we've figured it out. If you can do so, please do consider supporting me on Patreon, www.patreon.com/ECGadget. Your support would be massively appreciated. It would really help me out. And also, you can find me on social media at ECGadgetLP for both Twitter and Instagram. That is all from me, and I'll see you next time in Transport Fever 2, the UK modded series, where we will probably do a bit of a ride along from Berwick to Downham Market and back, and then see from there what sort of detailing we can put in this section, because this is a fairly short section, meaning that I should be able to get the detailing done in one episode. So make sure you stay tuned for that.